Hang. Hang. Na. Sikert álljuk. Hogy a faszban van ez a játék? Nézzük. Ez a tempó, ez sose fog végezni. Ott tartottunk, hogy dumáltunk egy csomó emberrel a kórházban. És ennyi. És felszaladtunk ide menteni. Aha. Szóval tudok gyártani gyógyszereket, szérumokat, és upgrade-elni tudom a fegyvereket. Zsír. Ahhoz, hogy craftoljak, ahhoz analizálnom kell azokat a komponenseket, amik új recepteket fognak felfedni. Kattintsak, az analizálom a komponensekre. Ja, oké. William Bishop, vérmintája. Aha, wow. Fejlesztettem a fegyverem? De melyiket? Mi? Az ez. Ez is az? Aha. Vámpírokat gyilkolászik. Melyiket használom? Hát jó legalább. Ez többet sem lesz. Csak ez. Egy kezes? Egy kezes. Ja, a két kezes. Ez nem mi? Aha. Aha. Ja, na mindegy. Statok. Nem. Info. Chat. Oda. Nem, el kell kattintani. Fél. Na. Szóval. Ehhez van minden. Többet fog sebezni. Nincs vele minden, ugye? Hát nem kell hozzá. És onnan lesznek materiáljaim. Na jó. És most választhatok. Azok a vérpontok. Legyen, nincs, még nem tudom mi az a vérpont. Na. Oké. Ennyi? Hús kék lett. Nem, zöld.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night.
De még előtte akarok menni a kertbe.
It's locked, all right.
Oké. Aha. Menjünk ide. Nem is beszéltem még szinte. Hát csomó emberrel nem beszéltem még itt a kórházban. Ugye? Valaki állat. Az a nő az kattant. Valószínűleg nem is el kell kijönni. Ja, tököm. Na hát ha. Hol van a kiállat a kertbe? Első beszéltünk.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Az olyan Londonban.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Hát.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Oké. Ha. Ja. Szóval csomó mindent meg kell ezekről az emberekről tudni, ahhoz, hogy el lehessen őket csalni és felfalni.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work.
Hát, lehet úszni ezeket a beszélgetéseket. Hát, örülök, hogy segíthetek.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Hát, majd 50 évvel később.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea, but
with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times. I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science. Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation. True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now. Do you need help with anything in particular? Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished. Do you want me to play the errand boy for you? Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need. I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Reméljük éjszaka nyitva van az üzlet. Na.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques. Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him. What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point? Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
És mi? Fiddick sztoria.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story. Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident. But why would he hide such crucial information from us? Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence. This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral. I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient. Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake? All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Viszlát. Stricklandnek hívták a Expansban is a gonosz doktort.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get my fixed.
Nem lehet könnyű orvosnak lenni.
And to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter. And a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Na jó, de most akkor is.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Na jó, de mégis.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Na, de miért nem mondja meg, hogy mi történt a pontosan?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Jó. Jézusom.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
És lehet, hogy is tudnám akkor most vinni, és meg tudnám csócsálni. Háj, nem baj. Egyelőre még jó vámpír vagyok.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep
Megkeressük meg azt a tárcát. Muszom, hogy van ez? Az ajtó. Látok itt én is. Olyan. Jó van. Megmentem. Szüsszentünk, használjunk webcamdet. Sétáljunk. Neküldjünk. Saját csészéből íjunk, nem menjünk tömegbe. Ha betegek vagyunk, akkor menjünk, feküdjünk az ágyba, és küldjük olvasat. Ja. Ó, tökön, megint nem jó helyen vagyok. Valószínű a játék. Hogy... Hogyan is harcolok? Hoppá! A basszus! Hő. Ez csak is sétálnak az utcán? A 62. Na. Hol volt X? A tököm! Na nem áll. Ó, van belőle, aha. Ez a docs. Csüha. Mikor tudom meghalok én? Hé! Na már! Na jó. Szerzünk meg azt a tárcát, aztán húzzunk innen. Hol Vampyr látóképességem, ugye?
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item.
Oh.
Those two have hidden their affections well.
Ja, vegyük vissza a tulajdonosának a tárcát. Aztán megyünk be az irodába. Ott is van valaki. Jósolunk. Ja igen, ezt tunnolni kell, akkor ebből alap. Ja. Mászok. De hol van? Nem, erre. Azért nem értem, hogy működik ez a térkép. Pirosak az épületek. Ugye? És valami tudok futni is gyorsabban. Nem jó helyen vagyunk. Várjál. Nem jó irányba megyünk. Én futok. Nem.
Another night with the glorious battalion.
If only there were more of us, less down. The pain. Clear again.
Hát mögött is alattam. Be fogod ízni a térképtől. Hát ez azt jelenti, hogy bejöttem a kórházba, akkor fel kell jönni lépcsőn. Nem. Az udvaron lesz az a figura. Itt nem.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Ha értem, akkor az a térkép az már oda mutat, de mindegy.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Szomorúság miatt vagytok együtt.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Most lóvink. Ja. Akkor menjünk pihenni. Rám is nem férne. Tök, már látom, hogy bejáték, nem tetszik azt, hogy folyamatosan eltévedek.
Not now.
Nem most. Na, orientálódjunk. Bazd meg.
It's locked.
Ja. Ajtók magukra csukodnak, jó ajtók. Ja, igen, és akkor van 355 XP-m, amit rárakhatok mondjuk a most még nem sok mindenre, mert még csak alacsony szintű vagyok. Több staminám, ez mindig jól jön. Ennyi.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Egyáltalán nincsenek.
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Ja. Nagyon felváltom. Na jó. Menjünk a hullaégetőbe. Ugye? Ez a mors. Szódium hipoklorid. Úgy tuti lesznek ilyen ijesztős cuccok, amit osonni. Tököm. Hát fog jönni. Nem már. Az emeltem van. Az is. Alattam 42 méter. Ezek kajakpalászok. Aha, az elvasztam a kulcs. resistance. Aha. Ja. Csapjuk. Így. Meg. Ja, így magas.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Ja, itt a pincében nem is látok menni, de így kell találnom valamit ezen az emeleten. Anyád! Na és te honnan jöttél?
I cannot enter. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
A tököm... Mi a fasz volt ez? Ott megy. Azt tudta, hogy egy vámpír.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not our blood.
Oh. Még egyesével vannak, az nem szóval baj. Ugye? nem elfelejtjük. Állivulunk. Basz meg. És akkor mi van, ilyenkor regenerálódok, vagy? Köszönöm aztán. Aha. Igen, nem volt. Ad 5 vért. Tisztán. 5 vér. Jó. Na, Citizen Quest. Ki ez? Na, hogyan? Uha. Ja, értem, ezek a disztritek, ezek a körzetek. És még jó volt ez az új Citizen Info? Most senkit.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. It's locked, all right.
Na, hogy van ez a Citizen-es cucc? Mi volt ez? Na, majd rájuk. Beszerezzük meg ezt a másik materiát, azt hozzunk innen, mert nem tetszik.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Ajaj. No. Van tükörképen. Nem parázunk csak egy játék, ugye? Úgy így akartam. Ott a Vampyr. Na gyere! Azt a mindenit. Gyere! Gyere! Teleportálós Vampyr. Van is staminám. Hát ez ki fog nyílni. Na jó van. Húha. Most össze kell szedni magunkat. Ja, lettem győzve. Na de... Na. Tököm, hát ezt nem hiszem. Ennyire szarul játszok. Bazd meg. Szar ez a fegyver is. LOL. Aha. Jó. Jó, hát ez így nem jó. Jó, hát... Szóval ez a gyógyítok. Jó. Tököm. Na jó, de akkor én most így hogy gyógyulok? Mondjuk van valami szuper inventory cuccom vagy? Hát ez tök jó. Szarul játszok. De lever a Vampyr, szóval nem tudom, hogy mi van. Ja. Oh. Igen. Elküzdött. Lecsaplak. Lecsaptam. Lecsaptam.
These skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Nincs bloodom. No.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Jó, azt kapcsoljuk le. Level 3. És ezt nem tudom csinálni most. Hozzá ebből tök jó. Ezt is szeretnék. Ilyet se tudok, mert nincs szódium hipoklorid solution. Franco. Jó. Kezdem érteni, mi történik. Most tudok kimenni. Hát, el is tudok. Na. Tiszta para. Megijedtem. Gyere, nem félek tőled. Jó van, na. Mi a fasz? Na jó. Akkor én most valami akarom gyógyítani magamat, de nem tudom mivel mi. Na jó lenne megenni valakit. Nincs valami autószép, vagy valami? Ezek melletti jánosonok. Mencs. Mentett? Na szóval mentett ez a szutyok, vagy nem? Aztán most kell használni a fegyvert. Valami nem tudok tájékozódni, mert barátom van mindig. Nézzük mi a kukában.
It's locked. Kapcsolatban a küldit.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett in our situation?
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority. So we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett.
10.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Hagyjuk le a küldit.
Perhaps I should have considered.
Ha megtaláljuk az embert hozzá. Hol vagy, Dorothy?
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Megküzdöttem.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first
Vámpírokkal.
miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Jó, sartam, ki fog segíteni.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And
No.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Aha, ja, szóval gyógyítunk azért, hogy a medical státusa, a health státusa a körzetnek jobb legyen. Ja, meggyógyítunk mindenkit.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of
Tök
the
jó,
doubt.
jó, jó.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk.
Már
I'll let you get some rest then.
Circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Doctor.
kicsoda.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a
Most adtam a
physician.
gyógyszert.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Meggyógyítjuk, kapunk pénzt.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Oh,
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
viszonyos.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Háború, festés, vámpír. És értem.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Lássuk meg Edgárt. Edgárt!
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reach me, love.
Packányt kell találnom. Különben meg kell harapnom valakit.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Na, neked mit kell adni?
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Hát egyszerűek ezek a figurák.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
It's locked, all right.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Na jó, de ez így nem jó, mert nincsen HP-n. Nem akarok mivelni senkit. Szóval... Nem tudom, hogy egyből fel tudok ugrani. Ja. Mhm. Aha. Hű, nem rossz az játék amúgy.
The flower's dying. It needs water. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Találtunk. Aha. Nézzük ezt a... ezt. Gyors. Mi nagyobb? Hungry part, nincsen. Nem baj. Viszont akkor ezt upgrade-elem. Ja. Nem értem, most hogy rakom be offhandbe. Ja, értem. Hey. Igen, lehet. Ez. Vagy ez. Ja, ugyanaz. Na jó.
It's locked.
Az ki. Hát ezek újra töltődnek.
Giant morgue disguised as a hospital.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, sir.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate. It's locked, all right.
I'm sorry you ended up on a plain bench, sir.
I cannot enter.
I'm very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Komolyan. Csak jó.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion.
No.
I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Oh my gosh.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition. Is our little mystery closer to being solved, Dr. Reed?
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Igen, és úgy hallottam, hogy bunkó voltál.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Hát van másik sofőr. Lehet, hogy őt kellene meghabdálni.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow, we may be fighting for food.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what...
Okay.
This is no time for self-pity. It is the last thing I wish to do.
Gyorsan sokan tudni.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
Hiszen orvos vagyok.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Fatto.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and
No.
polite. A
Jobb
little
van az ember.
delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Lehet, hogy megtaláltam.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Micsoda szálak vannak ebben a játékban.
Has the gang been threatening you?
No.
Clay Cox sem volt jó figura.
You know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Okay.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
No, nekem már annyi. Nem, ez rossz.